Yo, it's Paris. I'm a former Beecher graduate, Northwood graduate, took the class 2012. And a little bit about me is I'm a teacher at an elementary school, K through 6, math and reading. Perseverance to me is your drive. It's the inner you. And it's very important, especially for somebody in this type of environment, in this type of community, because we all have to persevere through something. Me personally, life struggles, not being able to, and when I say not being able to, not knowing what I'm gonna eat the next day, or not knowing how I'm gonna get through school, or not knowing, how I'm gonna get through the summer, without the new clothes or the latest shoes. But, when you have perseverance and when you embrace it, you don't necessarily worry about them things. You get through them things, you push through them things. It's perseverance, it's beating the odds. I like to say I'm a man who beat the odds. I come from a single parent household. I don't know who my father is, and my mother died at a very young age. And I'm a product of my environment. And if I go by statistics, I probably wasn't supposed to live past 14 years old, but the drive that I have within myself persevered me to make it and push through and to exceed and beyond, and go beyond, and to continue to exceed and go beyond. So that's why perseverance is very, very, very much important. One of my personal events that I like to believe that I persevered through, it's kind of like two. It's growing up, I struggled with dealing with my family and dealing with school at the same time. Like I said, I grew up without a father and a mother, so my grandma was like my father, my mother, my grandma, my granddad, and my best friend. And she passed away like at a critical time in my life, a very critical time in my life. I'll never forget, freshman year I had a 0.6 in high school. Right. Do you know how hard it is to get a 0.6 in high school? It's very hard if you don't know, but it was like a reality check for me. And just going through the struggles of dealing with family and then dealing with who I want to be around society. In high school, man, you got all these people who you want to be, and then you got who you want to be. And it's a big personality clash. You got the cool kids, you got the regular kids, you got the class clowns, you got the smart kids, and all while going home and dealing with, whatever you got going on at home. I can't speak on everybody's situation, but I think that was probably the toughest thing that I've ever and will ever persevere through, and that's what make me somewhat strong today. Is I wholeheartedly believe that I can do anything since I got through that. I graduated high school, I went to college, I graduated college in 4 years. College not even set up to graduate in 4 years anymore. And I just like to believe that because I went through that in high school, and I didn't give up on myself, and I kept pushing, and I knew who I was and I knew who I wanted to be. That helped me get through that. It was hard, I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. It was times where I wanted to quit. It was just times where I just questioned myself, and started was all for the games. All I cared about was sports and girls. And for the most part, every 14, 15-year-old kid, all they care about is, sports and girls. But, when you got that drive and you got that will, you got to be able to look past that. You got to be able to close your eyes and see a little bit better. You got to have a vision and you got to have a goal. And I think that, fortunate for me, I learned that at a younger age. And that's what helped me get to where I'm at, and it's going to help me get to where I want to go. So that's why perseverance is important to me, and that's my own personal perseverance story. So people of America, people of Beecher, people of Flint, in order to be able to persevere, in my eyes, I personally think it's as easy as knowing who you are. And what I mean by that is, it's so many people who follow and don't know who they are. And that could deter you away from your ultimate goal, any goals that you have or a vision that you may have. You know, if you have a vision and you know who you are and you believe in who you are, then nothing can stop you. You know, nothing can deter you away. Nothing can distract you. You know, you got people over here who, you know, stereotype and sell drugs and smoke and want you to hang out and do all these things. And then you got all these people over here who just live that nightlife, and that's not necessarily you. A lot of people fall into that trap. A lot of people. I have before. But luckily for me, I'm strong enough to get up out of that, or I'm strong enough to tell them no, because I know who I am. You know, at one point I didn't have goals, but I always had a vision. I know who, and I know what type of man I'm going to be, and I have a vision. And I don't know how I'm gonna get there, but I'm gonna get there. And that right there, what's helping me get that is perseverance. And I know that nothing can deter me and nothing can distract me from my overall goal. So for me personally, from me to you, to get through and to have perseverance and be able to push, just know who you are, because nobody can change you. So that's for me. This is Paris Gooch, and thanks for watching with Lighted Righteous.